The SEC West seems to get so much more hype than the Big Ten. Does that get old?
I think they deserve it. They're not getting credit because they don't play well. They're tough teams over there. Tough players, great players, and if they feel like, if people want to spend their attention on the West, then let them spend the time on the West, and we'll do our thing on the East side.
Have you been to Fayetteville to visit your family since they lived there? Have you been to Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Actually, my whole family didn't move. My family is still in Tampa. My dad just lives out in Arkansas, but I haven't been there now.
Jalen Tabor and Quincy Andrew, 10 minutes remaining. Tell them as far as building on that from freshman season to sophomore year.
It's all about having. You have to have a strong mental, especially playing in the SEC, because you're gonna get beat, you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna be hurt. The practices are gonna be hard, and that's just what comes with playing in the SEC. And I think like I said in the other meeting room, they learn from watching. I think they know what to expect. I don't have to tell them much. I don't have to baby them. They understand they're growing up, they're maturing, and I'm excited to see what they can do.
You said Amani Cooper was the toughest guy you'd had to cover so far. Looking forward to this season, is there anybody you're in particular looking forward to going up against?
Yeah, Laquan Treadwell.
What about Laquan? Has he looking forward to that?
Have you seen him play? He's tough. He's tough, big, strong, physical. He likes to get all in your grill. He's gonna mush you. He's gonna push you around. And I had to actually cover him in the 2013 Under Armour All-American game. I got the better hand, I'd say, and so I know that's in the back of his mind. But he's a good friend. We talked about this. We talked a little trash over text messages. So I'm excited to see him.
How long ago was that? What'd you guys say?
Just who's gonna have more, who's not gonna have. For me, it was who's not gonna have any catches. For him, it was obviously he was gonna embarrass me on my field and all that. But I'm excited.
Vernon, what other cornerbacks do you like and respect their game in the SEC?
I like Cam Sutton from Tennessee. He's a good player. We play similar, I would say. We have about the same numbers. And it's Brian Poole on my team. I love how Brian plays. I love the things that he can do. He can go on the inside, he can go on the outside. And when I was coming in, growing up in Tampa, he was the guy. He was the best corner in the league, in the country, in high school. And I was looking up at him, and now I get to play next to him, and now that's my best friend now. So, just modeling my game after his in a way.
When you make out of the whole DBU thing with LSU and Florida, where's that stand?
I'm not really big into that. That whole Twitter thing that went down. I'm not really big into that. If they want DBU, they can have it. That's my aspect. I guess if you ask somebody else on their secondary, they might want to fight it, but I'm gonna let them have it if they want it.
What's the case for Florida?
I'm not sure. I think this year is our case. That's kind of what I like to say, because I'm not a big talker. I don't like to talk about, but this year we'll prove it.
When Jeff Collins was at Mississippi State, he had the Get the Ball Award and the Psycho Defense Award. What has he brought to Florida, traditions like that?
He still uses most of the same stuff that he had at Mississippi State, like the juice points, apex predator, get the ball, all that stuff. It's all the same.
There weren't a lot of highlights last year, but the Georgia game certainly was. Where did the Georgia game fall last year, and how do you?
That was a weird game. I didn't expect it to look like that. I don't know if y'all did, but running the ball over 50 times and beating a team how we did. We want all games to be like that, but it was weird. I don't know how it happened. I don't know why it happened like that, but it did, and I guess we'll see how it plays this year.
Yeah, how big of a deal is that in your schedule? It's every year Jacksonville, Georgia, Florida.
Right. Like you said, we already know it. Everybody knows it. It's Florida, Georgia. You have to be ready. You have to be ready.
How big was it for John coming back, the defense?
Oh man, it was huge. Probably one of the most unselfish acts I've been around. He could have easily went to the NFL and been very successful, but he saw the bigger picture. He saw that he could help his defense. He's a leader on his defense. Guys look up to him. Guys respond to him. And I'm happy he's back.
Are you seeing more of a leadership role from him?
Definitely. Along the defensive line, we have a lot of new young defensive linemen in, and they're all following his steps. And that's a good person to follow.
Do you expect him to kind of, if you look, Floyd, Easley, Fowler, do you feel like he could be that next guy?
Without a doubt. He can definitely fall right into the mix in those grades that have been drafted.
Vern, you guys don't like to look ahead, but if you look at the Tennessee game, fourth game, is that maybe kind of a turning point for you guys, one way or the other? If you come out and have a good game, that can kind of propel you forward. If you come out and lose that game, it kind of caused you to stumble, take a few steps back with Ole Miss, LSU, Missouri coming after it?
Right. I definitely think it could. Definitely that starts the train after Kentucky. You want to beat Tennessee, and I do think that could define our season. Whether it could sprout us up or it can pull us down, but we'll figure it out.
With that streak that you have over Tennessee, will that be a topic of conversation leading up to it, that we don't want to be the team that has the streak snapped against us?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Coach Mack is even into the streaks and the accolades that come with the teams and the history and stuff like that, because we have to focus on what we focus on now. Playing Tennessee, anything can happen. Obviously in the last year's game, we got the pick at the end to win it, but it went down to the wire, and I expect the same thing this year.
Do you know how long the streak is? Do you know how long the streak is?
It's 10 wins.
What do you think their program is right now? It seems they're trending in the right direction.
Oh, definitely. They have really good players. They're young. Last year, you could tell, obviously, through their offense, they were much like us. They couldn't get the ball in the end zone. But obviously, I don't see what they practice like and stuff, so I don't know how good they're going to be. But I would assume that they're on pace to win the East.
Running for a defensive player, how frustrating has the offensive roles been the last couple of years for you?
It's tough. It's tough when you're constantly on the field. You do get frustrated. It's natural. But I think it's how you control it and where you put that frustration. Either you put it towards the offense and don't help anybody, or you can keep it in yourself and use it to get better and better your teammates, which I think is what we're doing.
Quarterback, you got an incumbent starter, Trayon, last year, kind of being pushed a little bit. Is that weird? How's the kind of team morale with the quarterback?
It's different because we really don't know. They both split reps, equal one-on-one, first team reps. And I think what I respect most about them is how they handle it. They make it easy for everybody else because they're not uptight about it. They're not stressing about it and making it obvious that they're not trying to they don't like each other. No, they don't not like each other because they know one guy has to start, and I think that makes it easy for the team.
Is there a playmaker you think we haven't really spoken about? We talked about Brandon and DeMarcus.
Mm-hmm.
Is there someone that might surprise us?
Probably Kelvin Taylor. I think he'll have this is his year to sprout out and show what he can do, because he can do some crazy things with the football, and he just needs a chance.
What's held him back the past 2 years?
I'm not sure. He didn't play a lot. He played a little. The reasoning, don't know. But hopefully this year, he'll get his started. He'll get his starting position and take most of the carries and show what he can do.
Did you ever want to go play on the offensive side of the ball the last couple of years and maybe help him out a little bit?
Oh, of course, without a doubt. I wanted to play offense regardless, just because I want to touch the ball. But playing offense is definitely. I definitely bought a Coach Ness about it now. I'm in his ear all the time, but let me get a receiver. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe I can persuade him to let me get in.
Vernon, what is the transition to Coach Martin? What kind of new energy has he brought to the program?
He definitely brought very positive energy. He has his believing, and that's all you need. All we need to do is believe. He broke us down the season that we had, and although the record may show like we didn't do that good, we were a few plays away.
Hey guys, two
And
more.
that's what he emphasizes, and we believe it, and we're ready to go.